must be love on the brain.
All right. Have you ever been recorded before? It's recording right now, by the way.
Oh, we're recording. Okay. Have I been recorded before? Yeah, I have. I used to actually in college. I had a radio show.
I remember. I heard that.
Yeah,
Remember,
it was like nothing crazy, but like yeah, it was fun. My friend and I would just play music, vibe out.
Nice.
We would have like 4 people listen to us. It'd be like our friends.
Yeah. What type of music were you playing?
Like hip hop mostly, just like things we were interested in. We like started at one point. We like got into like a couple segments and stuff. Be like, oh, these like, which artists do you think are gonna blow up like this year? You just like talk about
fun.
shit. Just like yeah.
That's super fun. And you did it through the school or no?
Through the school, yeah. So there wasn't actually a radio station, I think, that you could like tune into, but there's like a online radio, like a website radio for like all of our school, and then different time slots throughout the whole week. Different people would have
That's
shows.
so lit. UCSD had one like that. I wanted to join it, but that's so cool you did that.
Yeah, it was fun. Did it for a year.
I feel like the first time getting recorded is always like for people who've never. There's so many people I end up interviewing or talk to that like have never done it before, and it's always like
And they like feel weird about it.
super weird. Yeah, I think it's something you got to get comfortable with.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think, I don't know if this is a common thing, I think it is, but me personally, I hate hearing my voice in recordings. And so I don't know, like, hearing myself back is just like, ugh, I don't like it.
I used to hate it, and I don't know what happened, but
Just got used to it.
I also like love it now.
Okay,
I no
that's
longer
amazing.
am just like, but I'm like, oh, I can actually like the way my voice sounds when it comes to recording. Actually, I don't know how I sound normally, but
Sure.
on recordings, I'm like, because I think enough people have told me over the years that like they like my podcasting voice.
Yeah.
Which I'm always like, damn, thanks. Like,
Yeah. I think it's like a calm, clear voice.
I think you have one. I think most people, if they're
I
not
guess.
like, I think most people have a nice voice.
Fair. Actually, one thing I've been working on intentionally kind of, is enunciating more.
Oh, cool.
Because I just feel like I have a tendency to kind of mumble at times. And people will like ask me what, or like I will like speak. I do a lot of speech to text. So when I text people, and it'll like not understand what I'm saying, and that's like my gauge. It's probably like not a good gauge.
That's so interesting though. What words?
I don't know, just like randomly. If I'm like thinking quickly, I just like start blending words together. And I think in a conversation, people like for the most part will get it. But maybe like a computer won't. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But it's cool. It's just like open your mouth more and things, I guess. Yeah. Same with like breath work in general. It like opens up your nasal passages, your breathing passages. I don't know how I got to that. Yeah.
No, dude, I feel like I was telling you this earlier. I feel like running recently has definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, breathe better.
I bet.
I'm just like, dang, like I can notice a difference. I feel.
That's good. That's really good.
But it's
do you sleep with mouth tape?
No, but
have you tried?
Satya, yeah, I did it with Satya once.
Yeah. How'd you feel? Was it?
I felt the same. Do you?
No, I don't. But I also don't think I'm a mouth breather. And I know it helps with people that are mouth breathers. I'm sure it would still help. Like, it's not like it wouldn't help me.
Yeah, we all did it at Kumar's house once.
Nice.
We were in Monterey. That was really funny. We all woke up, just all of us in mouth tape on.
That's amazing.
It was funny. But yeah, dude, I mean, I feel like I kind of wanted to do this. I think there's just these last few days being here, I feel like there's been something very, I think the word I'm looking for is ephemeral, where I'm just like, damn, like something feels like this is a very unique period of time to be able to spend here. I feel like in a particular juncture in both of our lives, where like kind of like a slight pace, like a lull for a little bit, where you get to just like appreciate things, and then you just
calm before the storm.
Yeah,
almost.
you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like we both caught each other actually exactly at that point.
Yeah, which is like cool.
So cool.
Very cool. I think, yeah, both our lives have a lot of change coming potentially, and not in a bad way. Change, just like different. Just gonna be different, like
100%.
unknown kind of territory, and it's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting. I think it's hard to not be anxious about unknown in general. I feel like in my life I've always kind of been anxious about unknowns. I'm the type of person that like will like think through every possible outcome of a scenario. And when I don't know what the outcome of like possible scenarios are, that like freaks me out. But I think I've like been able to recognize that too, and like I just like embrace it a little bit more. It's still like scary, but I embrace it more.
The uncertainty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I want to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think I am more than I was like a year ago, or like even before that. But I think there's more to go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always levels to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learning to be uncomfortable. I mean, you know, it's your birthday today, which is crazy.
True. Yes.
The last, you know, we're on the West Coast last couple hours.
Sure. Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
28.
27.
7.
Don't age me.
27 is young. Actually, I feel like when I think about it, I'm like, I feel like until, I mean, also this is just arbitrary. 30 is not actually old, but
yeah,
3 years before 30 is a long time.
There's hella time.
Before you're even 30, and 30 I feel like is still so young.
Yeah.
In the scale of life, like.
I agree.
But
feeling? It is officially your late 30s. Why'd it go out? I wonder if the gas is out.
It might be. When did you guys get it?
A while ago. I feel like I smell it. Hold on. Let me turn it. Let me close it at least.
We're fixing a fire situation.
Intermission.
You think it's dead?
Let's leave it for like a couple minutes. I closed it and then we'll try again.
This is a great fire situation though.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like so amazing.
We've had some good conversations sitting around here.
Dude, this is like goes back to my lamp idea. Yeah. It's like around a central source of light is just like innately something humans at this point have a subconscious like affection to.
Did you get that idea from this?
No, I got this after actually.
Nice.
Not in relation to each other. I've always loved fire pits, and I'm sure that also caused my thought process before. But I've always loved fire and like starting campfires. Like I was in Boy Scouts, and I would just like, even when we go camping now, like my favorite part is like making a fire. Something about it is just like I love. Yeah.
I'm really excited for the lamp idea.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be sick.
I need to do it. Like I just need to force myself to do it.
I like your vision. I guess that's what I'm saying. I feel like not about this particular thing. I've been working with Harish for on that website, and I feel like one thing I'm learning is like, damn, when two people have very different creative visions, it's really hard to like work together creatively.
Yeah, totally.
But I do think like,
but you can also like push and pull from it.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I feel like, that's true. You can push and pull from it. But I was gonna say, I think like when you really, I don't have it happen a lot, but when you really trust someone's like creative like vision, you're like, okay, I know that what you will do based on how you do all these other things will somehow have a very beautiful aesthetic component to it.
Yeah.
There's a level of trust you can have in someone.
Totally.
And I was just like, I feel very confident that like whatever it is that you create, I think will look very beautiful. Like, which I'm like actually hyped for.
Yeah.
It seems difficult to me to imagine you being like making something just
That's
you know
like
just
shit.
like a dud.
I mean, I appreciate that. That's very flattering. I hope so. Selfishly, I think so too.
Yeah, you should. You should.
But yeah, we'll see. Like I think I feel confident that I can do it. But it's a matter of doing it. And I think like being confident I can do it is like the first step. But I'm trying to be intentional about it. I need to like be more explicit with myself. I give myself deadlines and timelines to work off of, because I feel like I work better under kind of like structure like that, and I haven't really done that yet with it. But who knows? I'm 27 now, so fuck it. Like new year, like new structure. Why not? But it's a matter of like keeping myself
like honest.
Yeah, totally. Holding myself accountable.
Yeah. I think that is one of the hardest things as you get older. You like slowly start to lose external kind of motivators to do things.
Yeah.
Or like to be, and you have to find it within yourself. Otherwise,
Totally.
I think you just hit a plateau.
Yeah.
Because it stops being a point where anyone really like pushes or cares.
Right.
As long as you're like doing okay.
You can exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to like excel anymore.
Right.
And I think like that's something I'm learning a lot now, and I feel like, how has that been for you? I feel like now that you're 27, do you feel like your biggest motivator is yourself?
I think it has to be myself, because at the end of the day, like there's people in my life that so many people I cherish, I love, I have like very good relationships with, I have very close relationships with. But also, at the end of the day, like everyone is still only really has themselves consistently through your life, right? Like people move in and out of your life, and you're kind of this like vessel, and time just kind of goes through you almost. And yeah, like I think you kind of just like let time go. You have to like hold yourself accountable. I don't know.
Did you say the last point was you had to let time go?
Yeah. Like time will have to continue regardless. And as you get older, you only have yourself in every point in time.
Like consistently.
Yeah. So like you have to be the motivator of kind of how you operate then.
It's like what you're saying is like bringing this memory back. One, I want to say these last 3 days have been. I'm only gonna have words right after I leave.
Sure.
But I'm like, they've been very special. But I have so many like distinct memories. I don't know why they're so sharp in my mind.
And like we really haven't done that much.
Like, we just talked.
Yeah, we just talked.
It's been lit.
It's been great, honestly. Like I feel like, yeah, I agree. It's been awesome.
I was gonna say, like, I think like one of the things I remember was when we were looking at those like intimacy versus isolation.
Yeah.
Getting to the last age where it was.
What was it? Like grief?
It was like
no,
it was faith or something. Faith versus despair.
Despair, yes.
And I was just like, damn, like that was just crazy. I think like reading that though, I really needed to like remind myself that like that comes.
Yeah.
I had this moment today with Andrew, one of my students.
Yeah.
And we were just like looking up a bunch of like what wars have happened in humanity.
Yeah.
And like the number of wars where millions of people have died, starting from BC.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was just like, oh, like this really happened.
Yeah.
Like these wars like actually happened at some point.
Yeah.
Where
people like died. Millions of people died.
Yeah, like a Black Plague, a third of the planet just like.
That's insane.
But I'm like, I think it's easy to read it and think that it's so hard to actually like embody that like time has existed for so long before.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
one of the dopest things about aging is that it becomes actually an embodied understanding.
Yeah.
Like as you age, you're like, oh, I understand what history is because I
Right.
see
Right.
the world changing.
Right.
That has been, if I could pinpoint one thing that growing up has like been different from being young, I feel like I'm like, oh, I understand what change means. I feel like as a kid, you can't even do, because you've never experienced enough to
Right.
experience change.
Right. There hasn't been enough time for it.
Yeah, it just has not been enough time.
Yeah.
And then now you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
You
like
experience change in like every part of your life.
everyone has, you know. And as you get older, I just think that is one of the biggest life lesson is just change happens. So I feel like when you look back to being 26, what did you feel like? Or actually, 26 is too small. Like when we look at the journey of Arvin coming from day zero, like where do you kind of feel like you are in your story?
Is this in the context of like my whole life?
Yeah.
One thing I've been doing recently, I'll answer that explicitly. But in relation to that, one thing I've been thinking about a lot recently that I'm trying to be intentional about is romanticizing life and romanticizing the small things in life. Just like day-to-day things. Like, I go on a walk, I get to bike around, like, if I'm like out here, like being able to like spend time, like I could just like imagine myself like an indie movie. There's like this coming of age movie, and there's this dude in his backyard in New York, and this is the setup, and like I'm just like in it, and I just like want to like, regardless of what's going on in my life, like I can like romanticize things, like I can like think what I'm going through is romantic in a way with like myself almost, with life. There's this poem I read on Twitter. I'll find out. I'll show you. Very similar. Just like talks about like flirting with life, and like when you flirt with life, life flirts back with you. But original question, how have I changed throughout my life? And
Well,
where am I?
you?
Where am I?
What part of the journey are you
What
on?
part?
Do you feel?
I think I feel like everything in my life so far has like led me to this point, and I feel like I'm on the brink of like something. I feel like I'm like, I have the knowledge and I have the confidence to, I think, believe in myself to like pursue any of my interests and passions. Where I'm like, okay, dope. Like I have the experience. Like I feel like until kind of now in my life, I've been like, oh, I need to like get more experience. But like I think I've also learned that like I'm always going to be learning, and I just need to get to a certain point for me to be like, okay, this is my time to like now act, and I will continue learning from here, but I can like start operating on like a fully functional level. I don't know if that made sense.
Yes. No, I think like the same thing we were talking about earlier of like only through aging can you develop a sense of like understanding of time.
Yeah.
And I also think only through aging can you feel that sense of like competency because you've like done enough. Like now as we're getting older, I'm like, oh shit, like when I look back at my life, I can clearly see 20, 50, 100,000 things that I was like, that was hard and I did it.
Yeah.
You know, and we all build that over time.
Yeah.
And then, so then you're like, I can't handle it because you've already handled so much.
Right.
And as you get older and older, you've handled more and more and more.
Right.
And it's just like, I think that is one of the very beautiful parts. So I guess like, if you were to think about this last year, what is something that you feel like you added to that list where you're like, damn, that was hard and I did it?
I would say genuinely February of this year, no, before February, let's say January to April was like, might have been the hardest like 4 months I've had. And I think the biggest part of that is I was moving. There's so many things happening at once. That's the busiest time for work, and I was like managing like a lot more, like the most stuff basically I have, and that's like would have been and is my busiest time of the year. Two, I had to find out how to rent a house out. I had to like learn all of this. I read like Seattle laws and shit. Like I like was like trying to like be diligent about it.
Nice.
Had to like write a contract, figure out like how do I find renters, what is the process. So did that. Also realized I'm probably gonna have to sell all my furniture, which like I love. Like I love how this place is furnished, but like my house in Seattle, I fucking love. It was like so dope. I was like my space that I really liked, and I sold most of my furniture, but I had to sell it, and I knew like I could get a good amount of money back for like everything I was selling, but I just needed to give myself time. So then I was like going through this like process of 2 months of just like selling all my shit, and then I had to find a place in New York at the same time, which I had no idea about, and I wasn't here. And like I had my friends like look at places and stuff, which was like amazing, and like I love it. Like Matt is the one who saw this place for me. So worked out great, but figuring out that was also stressful.
Damn.
And then I feel like I don't know. I was like I flew back to LA in the middle of all of this for Adoy's birthday, and so I was like in and out a little bit too. It was just like very unstable, and then I had to figure out shipping all my stuff here, like just everything with cross country moving.
Yeah.
On top of that, so there's like a lot of logistics. I had like clear deadlines, and there's a lot happening. Like there were literally points in time that I just like was so overwhelmed. I would break down. I would just like be like, holy fuck, like I can't handle it. This is like, I just need to chill out. I need to chill out for a sec. So it was a very difficult time. I feel like that for me, just like logistically making all of this happen, but I knew it was all for the better, and I think I knew it was for me to realize like a new version of myself, because I felt like I wanted to move, mostly because I was also feeling stagnant in Seattle. I felt like I did everything I wanted to in Seattle, and I've always wanted to live in New York, and I knew it would have been a challenge, like it's gonna be new, but like I'm gonna come out like even better from it, and like I'll have access and opportunity to so many things I wouldn't otherwise. But yeah, like I would say those months were very difficult and stressed me out in ways that I didn't realize I could get stressed out. I don't usually get very stressed out about anything.
What do you think is special about this, or unique about this?
I just think there's a lot happening at once. I think it was just a lot happening at once, and it was like part of me was a little scared to like move here too. Yeah, I lived in Seattle for like 8 years.
That's so long.
So it was like so new. Like it was like this. I always had that as a home base, and I felt like Seattle was like part of my identity in a way, and it still is, but now it's like one part of my identity that I am not like fully attached to all the time, and that didn't feel like a possibility then. I guess, yeah. Just new thing, you know. You move somewhere, it's like, oh, new social life, new circles, just like even like new space that you live in. Like you have to like, it takes time to like figure out your day to day, just like all that type of stuff. I was just like, damn, like I haven't done this in so long. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that was a big part of what was going on. But I'm happy I got through that. And I feel so grateful and so blessed to now be sitting here, literally at this point, where like I know a lot of change is still coming, but like I got through that. And like this is like me fully realizing like what, like fully coming to realization and like cashing in almost on everything, that all the hard work and all of the stress that I went through at that time. Yeah, because I'm like,
You're here.
I feel like I'm here now. Like I'm posted. I'm happy.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times that like logistical stuff is not like, no one gives you a cookie for it. You know?
No.
But it's something that like only you deeply know how hard it was.
Yeah.
I think logistic stuff is really challenging.
Yeah. And like I also like was like, I don't want to, I could just pay people to do everything for me.
Yeah.
And everything in that process, like if I really wanted to, I could. And it's not like I can't afford to, but also like I wanted to do those things. I felt like for me to really feel like I'm fully confident, like competent.
Yeah.
That is something I would need to do myself. Like I didn't want to pay someone to like find me my renters and to like move all my shit, and like even moving was like a process. Like I shipped hella boxes here. I shipped 400 pounds of stuff here.
Damn, 400 pounds?
400 pounds.
What did you even take?
Hella clothes, all my shoes, like my monitor, my all my kitchen stuff. Like it was a lot of stuff. And if you just like ship that through UPS normally, it's like $1,500.
Damn.
But Amazon employees get Amazon shipping rates, like corporate shipping rates.
Oh, nice.
If you ship through them. So I just like used my friends that work at Amazon.
Oh, nice.
And it was like $400 to ship all my stuff. And yeah, just in, like everything. I feel like I just wanted to do it myself.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're in New York City. That's crazy.
I'm here.
In Manhattan.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it doesn't even fully feel like it's starting to feel like I live here, but it's like if I take a step back and I'm like, if I told like young me I'm living in New York City, I'd be like, holy shit, really? Like that's dope. Like that version of me would have been excited about it. So now it's like dope to be like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Akash's wedding for me was a very big like just moment of like, oh my god, like life changes fast. You know? And I feel like since then I think my entire worldview has been so different. I feel like that was the first like huge change I've like experienced where I was just like, damn, life will never go back to how it was before ever.
Yeah. Never.
You know, and I feel like I mean, his role in my life was just so integral as like a person.
Yeah.
To just be like, damn, it won't be the same as it was in the past.
Yeah.
Has been something that I feel like as you get older, you have to experience all the time.
Yeah.
You know, because not like you start becoming connected with more, like empathetically connected with others, so you feel the changes that are going in their life, and I just feel like I just have so many friends and people who are making really big changes in their life now, and just like, I don't know, there's something about you have to be okay the same way you have to be what you started the conversation with, which is trying to become more comfortable with being uncomfortable. You also have to be like very comfortable with like the changes that aren't even like really controlled by you. They're the changes that happen to the people you know. It has nothing to do with you. Like Akash getting married has changed my life. It's changed so many people's lives. You know? But that's something I have no control over. And there's so many things in life that I'm now realizing, like, damn, I don't have control of these things.
And at the end of the day, you just have yourself.
You know? And so, like, to be uncomfortable with, it's complicated.
Totally. Yeah. You kind of have to accept those things at face value. Like, you can't do anything about it. it's just the universe like changing your status quo. I guess. I don't know. There's like no other way to like really reason with it.
And the craziest thing with that is that like every time I'm like, damn, that shit was hard. Or like I feel like even these last 2 months, every stop of the way I feel like there's been one challenge, like one big conflict that I had to like confront within myself to overcome. Like every step of the way there's one thing like that. And I'm just like, in the moment it sucks experiencing all that. Jealousy, anger. But then you like come out of it on the other side and you're like, geez, like that was so important to have experienced to like understand. Now I understand this. I felt so sad at Akash's wedding, just being like, damn, like, you know, my friend, maybe, you know, what if he stops calling me? What if, you know, everything's different? And I like hated that feeling in that moment. But now I'm realizing how like essential it was for me to have felt that then. To then like be able to confront what it is that I was really afraid of.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think like I've been thinking about it a lot. I mean, in each person's house that I've stayed at, I'm just like, damn, like people are doing such great things. I think it takes an amazing person. I want to be that person one day who can like look at the beauty of those around them and truly just like be happy for them that they're doing it. You know? I think it's easy to I think that like whatever evil eye, whatever. I think it's definitely real.
So real. It's definitely real.
It's so real, and I'm like, I do not want to contribute to that at all. You know?
But like, can you avoid it?
Like, to do it to someone else.
Sure.
That I think you can.
That you can avoid. Yeah.
Like, I can't avoid someone doing it to me, but I really want to avoid ever doing that to someone else. But it takes a deep level of just like, you have to be, I don't even know what you need to be so content that when you see other people around you win, you genuinely are like, let's go. You know?
Yeah.
You gotta be built different.
Yeah.
Who do you feel like in your life is the closest to that? Like truly joyous when you win?
When I win?
Yeah. Like to their core.
To their core. Honestly, like I feel like I can think of many people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
I think
lit.
so.
Who would you say?
One, I would say Eric is one of my friends from UW, one of my closest friends. He is moving here in a couple weeks, actually.
Oh, no way.
I work with, so I was friends with Eric freshman year of college. Also became friends with Michelle freshman year of college separately. We all were in the same friend group still. They're dating. They've been together for like 6-7 years now. And Eric has an insane background. He's just like a insane, amazing person. Just like a melting pot of everything. He's like a Chinese guy. Was born in the Netherlands, grew up in Mexico. Mexico City. He grew up in Mexico City. Went to high school in Portland, then went to UW. First language Mandarin, second language Spanish, third language English.
Oh, sick.
And he came into college, and I felt like all of Eric's like pop culture knowledge was like initially altered by like me and like a couple of my friends, like me, my friend Nico, Michelle, a couple people, and he's also just like a dude that like grinds, like truly grinds for like a family future, basically very like family oriented type of guy. But he went from like making like no money, being like hella poor, to like he bought his house in Seattle.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how much. $900K probably. And I used to like be friends with him when like in the summers and in college. He was an international. He's not a U.S. citizen, so he couldn't like intern at places. So he'd work at the cafeteria at school. And he would spend $40 on groceries a month. He would eat like eggs, rice, sausage like every day. every meal.
Mm-hmm.
Was like saved all his money. Also is just like very smart, very good with his money. And now he has a house. He's gonna move here. Him and Michelle have a dog. He's probably gonna propose soon. But like his personality is just like so loving towards the people that he keeps close to him.
Mm.
He will accomplish so much and be like so humble about it. Well, you will never know. Is like the chillest guy. And like when push comes to shove, like he truly wants you to win also. Like whether that's like he'll just like front you money, like he will do everything in his power to like support and make you win too. He's the first person that comes to mind.
Damn.
Yeah, but he's like one of my closest friends. Yeah. So I'm very excited that they're moving here. They're gonna live in downtown Brooklyn.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's you, Eric, Matt,
me, Eric, and Nico is the third guy from college.
Yeah.
We all met freshman year together. And then we lived together for 4 years. Junior, senior year of college, and then 2 years after college too. Cooking, our like taste for like interiors, all influenced by each other, very heavily.
Nice.
And they're like also very creative people.
Nice.
I think at their core, they're like I think we're all very similar in the sense that like we aren't like creatives, like, but like I think we are creative people, and we like exploring like parts of that as well. So it's cool. Like, I don't know, both of them for sure. Yeah, I hope you can meet them.
Yeah.
At some point. Next time you're here, Eric will have moved here.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be here.
So
soon.
We'll make it happen.
It was cool meeting Matt.
Yeah, Matt, I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have so many friends. It's like very like, I've seen like last time I came and I stayed with Vig. Like Vig has tons of friends in New York.
Yeah.
But like so many of them are just like, he knows a lot of people passing by. I feel like you know a lot of people where you've had like
really good relationships.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I've had a lot of I just feel like I don't really have falling outs with people. And I think people that I really fuck with and like really like vibe with, like I will go out of my way to like keep that energy in my life. Yeah.
Right.
I think that's that. But I think it is very transient too. I feel like sometimes, like I feel like I'm not very good at like being in touch with everyone I feel like close with when I'm not with them. If I could like, if all of us lived right next to each other, like all of my friends lived right here, that'd be amazing. I would know everything about everyone all the time. Yeah. Without a doubt. I'm just like not as good at it when I'm not physically with them. But like I'm definitely like much better more intentional now, I would say, than even like a year ago. Yeah, but I feel like I have a lot of friends from like high school and college that I like have had very good relationships with and continued to. And yeah, I guess
still working on that.
Yeah. And I think like after a certain point, people just like appreciate your energy too.
Yeah.
And there's not really an explicit expectation, you know, I guess.
Explain.
In terms of like maintaining, like, I don't know, like there's some friends I know, like if I don't talk to for a little bit, it's fine, and then I'll see them, and then it'll be like, we'll catch up on everything, it'll be dope, like it's cool. And like I feel I could call them at any point and it'd be the same. Like I feel like very close to these people. But like there's no like inherent expectation that like, oh, like I should be talking to someone X number of times, or like, I don't know. It's never going to be like that explicit, but intangible maybe pressure to maintain a friendship, which I feel like I just avoid. If I don't vibe with someone, like, I just won't talk to them. And it's cool, like, whatever. Nothing wrong with them. Yeah. I feel like I really feed off of people's energy. But I wouldn't say I'm like extroverted. I think I can be at times.
You're like somewhere right in the middle.
I'm somewhere right in the middle. But I really, really feed off of like my people I know's energy. Yeah.
I feel like one thing I've learned about you staying with you this time is I feel like you're really good at balancing like nuance. Like in so many different aspects. I feel like it's so much easier to be like, I lean heavily on this way, or I lean heavily. But you do a really good job of like actually tiptoeing gray area really well.
I know. It's actually, that's like really funny you say that. I think it's a strength, but it's also a weakness. Like if you ask like some of my friends, it annoys them how like tiptoey I can be at times, where it's like there's just like want an opinion one way or another. Because I feel like it also feeds into me being a little bit indecisive in general.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm like a bit indecisive.
Yeah. You do not give that at all.
I don't know. At least I feel it.
Yeah. I have a few people in mind where I'm like, damn, they're indecisive. But that's an extreme, so I feel like
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's levels to it.
For sure. But I do think I like
can be.
Yeah. And like tiptoe.
I think it's good. I think tiptoeing sometimes is great.
Yeah.
I think being in the nuance is always the hardest to do. It's so easy to just like write something off one way or another, you know, in any direction, but actually being able to exist in the nuance of something is literally where all the truth of whatever it means to be humanity exists.
Yeah.
Right? Being a human. It's not on any of the extremes. So I feel like me and Myron talk about this all the time, where it's like when someone's going through a hard time, when they share sometimes, they want like a strict answer. Like it's like, okay, I'm having this difficulty in my life, just tell me, either break up with this person, stay with this person. Give me a direct answer.
Yeah.
But when you like give the kind of perspective of like, here, there's merit to both sides.
Yeah.
Like it's on you to like feel what's right and make a choice.
Right.
But we can talk about the nuance of like the decision,
Yeah.
But you can never tell someone what to do.
Right.
And I think like that fundamental thing, like people hate.
Yeah. That's fair.
We all want a God.
Yeah.
That just tells us whether what we did was right or wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you just don't have that. And so I think that so really being there for someone isn't being that for them. Because you're doing a huge disservice.
Totally.
Like
I talk about this with some of my friends actually a lot. Like you have to, to be a good friend, that means you're like calling someone out on things that other people would not, because you care about them and like you think they need to be checked for whatever reason. Like anyone could be nice to each other, but like if you're like really, really there for like a person, or someone is there for you, then like you want the best for each other, and you will like, if something needs to change or if something's off, or like there was a reaction that should have been different, or I don't know, whatever. It's like someone that's like you wouldn't be scared to do that. Like one of my friends was just in love with this girl from high school. Obsessed with, not obsessed with her, but in love with her, like romantically at different points in time. He's just like she'll just like always come up, and then she got married. So it was like, bro, like at a certain point, you just like have a conversation, about it, and now he's like totally like whatever. He doesn't really care about it much now, but he will bring up and he'll be like, no, like I think about that. Like like me at that time wasn't scared to just like be like, no, like dude, like you gotta chill the fuck out, type of deal. I think having those difficult conversations is not always easy, but I think the people you're closest with like will be.
You can have that with.
Yeah.
Dang. So
much Drake this weekend, dude, too.
This is a lit song, though.
So good.
Like, old Drake is crazy.
Yeah.
I just remember, it's actually just so much nostalgia, just like literally being like, I used to sit in the car in the 5th grade with my mom driving, listening to this.
Yeah.
Like, this was my intro to English music. Like, you know?
That's like, crazy. Yeah.
Like, I can clearly remember so many times sitting in the CRV with my mom listening.
Listening to this. That's amazing. It's crazy how music like does that, right? Like you can attach a memory to music. Almost like smells in a way, but like to a lesser degree. I think people interact with like music, like audio more.
Yeah.
Like listening to a song from a time can like easily take you back to like whatever you're going through at that time too.
Yeah. I wish I did a better job of collecting what I did when I was a child.
What do you mean?
And I'm doing that now, like with the video journals and just like with the Polaroids. I think I do a much better job of capturing, because I'm like, damn, if I could go back, one thing I would change is I would have taken more like, I want to know what I was stressed about when I was 8 and 10.
Yeah.
Because I need to remind myself that I overcame those things.
Right.
Because I don't remember, I don't feel like I overcame anything.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, I know if I looked at a journal or a video journal from when I was well over 13, I'd be like, that's so cute. This dude's tweaking about the homecoming dance or whatever the fuck. Like, life has flown by. But in like, not like fast though.
No.
But it's like so like, life is crazy. I can't believe we like lived through COVID. Like, I definitely feel like that's a chip on all of our shoulders.
I wanted to ask you about that, actually. I was like, literally earlier in this conversation, I want to ask you about that. Like, do you feel like when you think back at that time, do you feel like you lost time because of that?
No.
Or do you feel like any sort of like...
My life changed because of COVID.
Okay.
In like the best ways possible.
Okay.
Like, I am who I am today literally because of COVID happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think everyone is.
Yeah.
But I think in like the best ways, COVID, like what that time offered me.
Yeah.
I had some of the best moments of my life in that year. Like, just as a degenerate, I was traveling so much. That's when I started traveling.
Yeah.
And like, are there rats?
No. I just saw a shadow.
Cockos. I saw some cockroachos.
You saw one?
Like, yeah, I saw like, that's why I was like looking at my leg, but they ran away.
Oh, fuck.
That's okay.
That's not great.
It's New York, dude.
Yeah, I know. I saw one 2 weeks ago.
Just
come through my front door.
Okay, only one?
Just one.
That's not bad.
I was like, dog. I literally saw him come into the front door.
Not bad.
But then I spray the front door now.
Yeah.
I'll spray this back door too.
One is totally fine.
Yeah, one is fine.
When I first moved into my DC home, it was a basement house.
Yeah.
And like these jumping crickets, they're like this big and they're like huge and they jump up to like 2-3 feet. And like we would just have an infestation of those. And I remember just like that was the first, it was kind of like a fun experience. The first time my roommate and I saw it, we like lifted up everything in my room, tried to capture it, but could not.
Yeah.
We gave up. My whole damn. And it's just like eventually, you know, we like put the spray on and then it became winter and they stopped coming.
Damn.
But I remember like the first week I moved
there was many?
Hella. Like every day 3, 4, 5. Every day, like I remember one night I woke up and I saw one right in front of me. I don't know if this is a dream or not, but I remember like literally getting up, shaking everything off, and then falling back asleep. The next day I woke up, I saw a dead one of those like on my table. So I'm like, it couldn't have gone up there unless like I actually did. But I literally remember waking up and seeing it right in front of my eyes, and I was like, damn. But it was just like,
what a time.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then
you got
like,
through that.
No, it's just like I used to be really terrified of animals.
Yeah.
And I've like worked my hardest to like overcome that. So like in the places that I stayed in India and all the places I lived in, I can't even tell you how many places I've lived where I'm like, I've like confronted my fear of animals so hard.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, it's so crazy how much your mind can change. If you just like keep changing the patterns that it makes, I no longer view myself as someone who's terrified of animals.
Nice.
I'm still scared.
Yeah.
But I would no longer put myself on the side of like, oh, if there's a rat in my house, I can't handle it. I actually think now I'm at a point in my life where I can handle.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's only because I blasted my brain a million times of being afraid. I used to live out of my tent in DC for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And like every day I would just learn how to deal with the fucking weirdest critters in my space, out my space, and it just like became something I became constantly used to.
Yeah.
And I just like, it was just so cool to be like, damn, like whatever it is that you're afraid of, if you just blast your brain enough times, the opposite narrative, like it changes.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how many of those narratives I've held towards myself. I'm like, I don't hold that anymore.
Yeah. That's
dope.
Like,
it just,
that's
you
amazing.
just have to blast your brain though.
I agree. I did this once with like an irrelevant thing. Like I just felt like I kept saying I was like bad geographically with maps and shit. I just like kept telling myself I was bad. And I don't know why I did that. Because one day I was just like, no, like I'm actually like really good with directions. Like I know how to get around really easily.
Oh shit.
And then I just was.
Oh, it's crazy.
I just was. I was like,
huh.
Yeah. I just like fed into it more. I was just like, no, like I am good. And like I was. Like I'm generally like am fine with
the importance of self-belief.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm writing a really important piece to me about awe. It's like my masterpiece of everything I've experienced in education so far.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it all into this paper.
Okay.
And I actually, in a lot of conversations I have is always just like kind of thinking about that piece.
Yeah.
But I feel like I didn't actually take into consideration kind of confidence. So I'm actually going to add that to the list. I'm excited.
Nice.
I didn't think about that one.
Nice.
I love writing.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, I feel like I found my calling in one way. I get a lot of joy in writing.
That's amazing.
I just want to be more of like, I used to write poetry. I want to get back in that. I used to, I just think like, there's so many ways I know I'm capable of creating. Like, I want to get on the piano. Like, I think I was thinking a lot about being here and even meeting your friends. And I'm just like, I think I want to lead a life where my life is really simple to where all I have to do is like, I want to every few months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever, just like lose myself into a new kind of thing and just like understand it and learn it to like the maximum potential. Yeah. And like on the side, continue to have my like disciples and teach, and then also like just podcasts and other stuff, and then always just have one thing like piano for 6, chess. I just want to become like some Forrest Gump type. Yeah. Like all these different things. Yeah. I'm like, I would love to do that and just have a more simple life. Yeah. But like do hella. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. That would be dope. Yeah. I want to just like write. I want to write a book and make some music and
do
why
whatever
not? Just do it all.
Yeah, just do it all. Yeah.
To me, there's like no better way to nothing else for me to really do.
No. That's
honestly.
Yeah. I think you should do it.
And if someone is like interested in joining that journey with me, then dope. Yeah. But I'm just like, damn, I don't know, like, being in New York is so different because I feel like people like, there's a little bit more of a clear pathway of like the journey, like it's like more like, it seems like, okay, you got to be dating at this age, you got to be, it's very like, everyone's kind of doing this, everyone's doing different things on a day-to-day basis, but their values are all very similar. And like, I'm just like, it's interesting because I'm like, people in New York make it seem like it's so easy to date. which is so interesting to me because I'm like, I have a really hard time finding someone I feel aligned to in any like meaningful way.
People go on just like pointless dates. Like people date too much here. Like people like it will be like if you made like a Hinge account, for example, you could probably go on multiple dates by the time you leave. Like it, and like the quality of the dates are not great on average. That's just how it has to go.
Yeah.
Statistically. But that's like I don't know, that's just the culture. Like that's just like everyone's just trying to meet other people, like
yeah,
go on dates, and sometimes it works out a little bit. Usually like it doesn't lead to like anything serious, and then you just keep going through that cycle forever. Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's just been so, I feel like that's what I'm saying, like to actually meet someone you're like, I want to actually build. What I'm thinking is like life is a creative, living life to me is like a creative expression. You're literally just there's an empty canvas in front of you and you have to now do all of it yourself. When you find a partner, to me, I'm like, you are my creative partner.
Yeah.
We are creating a world that does not exist today together.
Yeah, yeah.
So to do that, you have to like buy into their vision of the world, vision of themselves.
Yeah.
Like you have to buy into that entire like, who is at the essence are you?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, I like have not found someone that I'm like, I want to create with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's so weird. I'm like, is it possibly, definitely, most likely a me thing too. But also, I'm like, I just don't know if like what it is.
I feel like if you really tried, like you would be surprised in like the spectrum of creativity that you will find in potential partners. Will you find a person you necessarily want to 100% create with? I don't know. I would like to say yes.
But I want even 70 or 80.
I think that's doable. I think that's very, very doable. Yes. Yes.
You have to meet, like, see, I want, like, someone who has, like, soul when they dance.
Yeah.
Like, someone who has soul when they sing. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, lives life with like, a fucking edge.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to be in environments where you're meeting that type of person.
Sure.
And that itself is really hard. Like,
but, like, you sure, okay,
those aren't, like, common environments.
But there might be environments that you end up just, like, doing shit in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you, like, learn chess for 6 months.
Yeah, there.
Maybe
you never know, you know?
You do something else for 6 months. Maybe there. Yeah. You just like talk to people, random people, like at a cafe or at like on the street, even, who knows, at a store. You never know.
Yeah. I'm realizing more now, like I'm like, damn, like I think I really value like creativity.
Yeah.
Like, it really means a lot.
And I think that's good, you know that.
Yeah.
Now, like because it's like there are other people that will be a very core value as well.
Creativity is lit.
Yeah, it is.
Creativity is so lit.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually like so like insanely lit.
Yeah.
Like to see things that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And to like bring it into life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I want to one day view myself as a creative. Like I want to say I am. I'm capable.
Yeah.
It's similar to the whole philosophy thing. I just feel like not in regards to race, but I just feel like it's really turning that self-identity of like I can be a creative.
Right.
Like I never felt like I was capable. I'm like, you know?
Yeah.
Because those are such lofty words.
Totally.
It seems like you have to like, I don't know, you have to
like earn it.
You have to earn it.
Yeah.
You have to earn the word philosopher and creative. Like you can't just be throwing those words around.
Sure.
I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
But I feel like people do like creative, at least people throw around a lot. But I agree.
Like I want to one day be like, I earned that.
Yeah, like, to truly be a creative like that. Yeah.
Which means you have to like fully lose yourself and commit, you know, to like the mindset, to like the ethos behind creativity, you know. I think there's like a certain
I think there's many ethoses to creativity though.
yeah, but I think like there's something that I think there's like creativity that truly pushes the bounds.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
people who do that have to fully commit themselves.
Sure.
You can't push
Sure.
that boundary if you're just like half foot in.
Sure.
There's no way.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Like,
sure. Yeah.
yes, like this book I was last reading was really good. It was talking about this Suzuki model of music learning. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, it's this like Japanese form of music learning where they like put these kids through like intense training from the time they're like 6 months old.
Damn.
And they're like listening to music, they're practicing they have a whole setup philosophy.
Yeah.
And they talked about how one of the benefits is it makes everyone a like I think 5% of people who go to that school become professionals, like professional musicians,
Damn.
which is like an insanely high number.
Yeah.
And then like everyone else is just really, really competent.
Right.
But one of the places they found shortcoming was in when they were like asked to no longer reproduce something exactly, but to like
be creative,
blow it up, you know, blow the piece up.
Yeah.
It was all of a sudden really, really difficult.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the exact model of like what I'm saying. Like to be able to break something that exists, you have to have a sense of rebellion within you.
Yeah.
You have to have so many things that's not just like perfect execution of a medium.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually when people are like, you're a good singer, you're a good artist. They're just talking about your ability to reproduce. Most people are not talking about your ability to create or to break the rules. Because that's actually, most of the times when you're breaking a rule, people will be like, dude, that's trash. Until it's like lit. And then it's like all of a sudden that's hot. You know?
Yeah.
Anyone breaking the rules in creativity, I feel like never is like loved from day one.
Right.
And so I think like that's where I'm like, it requires like an ethos shift in how you like view yourself in the world and your art, and you know?
Yeah.
You have to like commit. You're like, there's nothing I would rather do than this, which is why I'm willing to take all the discomfort of breaking that norm for this, you know?
Yeah, totally. I get it. Yeah.
But I think most people just do a good job of doing both. Like half this, you know, that's like the concept of a hobby.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm not gonna take on the identity of a musician.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna like do this, but I'll just do music on the side.
That's a hobby. Yeah, that's fair.
But like to take on that identity is scary, right? Like, being like I am a painter.
Yeah.
That's like fucking hard. You know, I like paint is cool, but I am a painter takes a certain level of like you have to change your mind.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think there's something really beautiful when you can like grasp onto that, you know.
Yeah.
Your own kind of calling and identity.
Yeah. I agree.
But one day.
One day.
And when we look back on this conversation, like maybe a decade.
Yeah.
It'll be so interesting to see where we are.
Yeah.
Where do you think you'll be 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I'll be 37.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Holy shit.
That's crazy. But also 10 years ago, I was 17, which is also crazy. I would imagine I have a child.
1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
Hopefully 2. Ideally. I hope I would have pursued multiple creative endeavors.
Nice.
I have this dream. I have like 2 dreams, kind of, that I think about a lot. That I was like, damn, like if I can do these 2 things, like that would be so lit. I'd be so happy. One is start school. Curriculum from the ground up.
Nice, bro. Hey, I see a project for us in the future.
That's like one of my dreams.
Nice.
Second is this is like a little extreme, but I want to own a whole block in a major city. In somewhat of a major city.
That's lit.
And everything on that block is something that like I curate that block. Is like all the stores, restaurants, cafes, bars.
Does it have to be in a major city?
And maybe it's not in a major city. But I would love there to, like, I just feel like in cities that I've lived in, when there's like, oh, this is the same owner as this other place. It's like kind of cool. And like, I'm like, oh, dope. And like, am I going to run all these places myself? No. But like, it'll be people that I trust and that I know will bring like, help like fulfill the vision I have.
That would be so lit, dude. The whole block in a city is insane, but that would be so lit.
It's insane.
That would be insane. But that's a great goal to set. I mean, dude, that would be at least like $1 billion probably. A whole block in like in NYC.
And not in NYC.
How much do you think this woman bought this whole thing?
This building for? Like $4 million.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
No way, dude.
I don't think it's more than that.
No way. In New York City, that much space, bro?
We can look it up.
There's no way it's $4 million, bro. Because I feel like, oh, but I guess the rent is low. $4 million?
$4 million.
Okay, let me guess. I'm gonna guess at least. I'm gonna guess like, not 12.
For this house, dude, there's no way.
But this is like prime NYC, like, right? Real estate?
218 East 32nd.
Can you see the whole building? Or will they only
She owns the whole building.
But will they only show you like one part?
The 3984 multi-home is a 5-bed, 5-bath. Let's see the Zillow estimate. 2023 assessed, 4.3 million.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Not just one?
The whole...
Damn. How did you know that so perfectly?
I don't know. That was my guess.
You're so good. It's because you be doing all this house shit. I have no idea, but damn, okay. Fuck. You're so on point, bro.
4 million, yeah.
That was impressive. Good job.
Damn.
That was sick. That was so hard, bro. That was badass as fuck, dude. That was so badass. You nailed it exactly on the dot.
4 million is
That's crazy, bro. Good job.
I don't know. Intuition.
Okay, but the whole block would be, right? Like at least 100 million. But no, but maybe you'll have that. That'll be sick.
That would be sick.
Is that what are you, in your mind, do you see yourself making
100 million? 500 million.
What do you see?
That's like so much money.
Yeah.
That's
so
like
what do you see for yourself?
So much money.
Are you breaking 100?
I hope.
Damn. You see it in your life, 100?
I hope.
100 is insane.
100's a bit insane.
No, 100, but maybe you can do it. I'm not saying you
I don't know.
But I don't know what you're capable of, but 100.
100 is 100 is insane. I would be like, obviously that would be insane if I could break 100. But like,
is it possible? I don't know what's possible.
At least in the tens.
No, 10 is definitely.
In the tens.
10 for sure.
Like 30.
Yeah. I think
30 mil.
If you just continue your tech job, by the time you retire, without a doubt, most people.
30 mil.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
If you and your partner are both like making let's say $400,000 a year, okay, like together as a unit.
Sure.
Let's hypothetically. Let's say.
Sure.
Is that overestimate? Like for the average two working.
That's a little high.
Okay.
Unless they're like both very well paid.
Okay, let's say 300.
Sure.
300. That's probably more likely, right?
Sure.
For two people.
I mean, this is like post-tax.
Yeah.
Sure.
Pre-tax.
Okay.
Post-tax 300 would be insane, right? Like after being taxed, still bringing in $300,000.
You'd be taxed like 30%, so it'd be like 30% more than that.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
That's about 400,000 then.
Yeah. Sure. Let's keep this number.
Yeah. Okay. If you start at like 22, and let's say you retire at 70, which is like, let's say 60.
You're not making 400,000 the whole time, though.
No, but I feel like that's like what, like I think Olga and Choke can probably make around that. Not for sure, but like together as a unit.
Yeah.
Like all my two engineering friends, I think make 400 is crazy, but like 300.
300
together
at
as a
least.
unit.
Yeah. At least. Yeah.
And they're hella young.
Okay, fine, fair.
So like
350. Okay, let's say 400 for 50 years.
yeah. So if you're making 300,000 for 10
That's
years, that's
2
3
mil.
million, right?
Yeah.
And then
20 mil.
times 4, that's 12 mil.
Yeah.
But that's like not including what you're going to invest in, what all the other stuff you're going to do, and you're not going to be making the same amount at 20 when you're 30 or 40.
Yeah, but that
So at
doesn't
least-
also. But you also have like expenses.
Expensive. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't mean you have. Okay, if it's just
but
the amount of money
it
that
grows.
you've made.
No, the amount it grows too. I
Sure.
feel like over those 4 decades, I think like many people we know will hit 30 to 50 million for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I think for sure.
I think so.
But I think 100 is
I agree.
You
I
have to
agree with
actually
this.
make
I agree.
really risky decisions, some risky decisions in there to get to 100.
Sure. I
But
agree
think
with that.
30 to 50, many people we know will hit.
I agree with that.
We just know some rich fuckers.
Yeah.
Some
We know rich ass people.
So you know some rich ass people.
Yeah.
We know some fucking ridiculously rich people.
Truly.
It's crazy. I don't know. I don't think our parents were like, they like still built their way. I feel like a lot of people our generation just got thrown into crazy wealth.
Yeah.
Like
They dreamt a couple steps.
crazy wealth.
Yeah,
We
immediately.
jumped hella steps.
Yeah.
Jumped
Crazy.
stupid steps, bro.
Yeah.
Jumped stupid steps. It's just insane, dude. Jumped insane steps.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, I've been mind blown to like, I love just learning how much people make. I'm just like, how is that even possible? I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
This world is stealing money.
It also really depends on something like for example, right, all goes well. Let's say my company gets bought.
Mm.
We have some exit, and it's like a good exit. Then it's lit.
Yeah, good
Then-
exit mean?
Like they're paying like, I don't know, at like a whatever multiple.
Mm.
Like if we have an exit, then it's like I have so much more cash I just have on hand out of nowhere. If there's, and I feel like things like that will start happening to people we know too. You know?
Yeah, rather than people who just worked.
Right.
People
And
that-
there's a lot of like the way to accrue money is like through equity.
Mm.
And so like, yeah, you have like, if you work at a small company, and I just feel like out of the people we know, there's got to be a couple people that
For
hit,
sure.
you know, like at least. Probably most people will have some sort of event like this at some point in their life, if they're in tech, is my assumption. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like Choxyogo, for example, they will get stock, Amazon stock.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up. That's like they get so much. They get so much. I'm sure they may get so much in stock as well. Yeah, so it's just like equity.
Yeah.
To make like people make so much money.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, and these girls, they get carry on their deals. So like if they invest in a company
And it worked?
and then it like it does well, and then they like, let's say a company 10x's, like let's say you invest like 5 million in a company, and then it 10x's between 2 rounds, and you decide to sell your shares, 50 mil, it's worth. You get like, you made 45 mil, you get like a couple percent of that. That's so much money
Yeah.
on one investment.
No, it's nuts. Yeah, it's definitely a New York thing though.
Oh,
They're
100%.
loaded, bro.
100%.
I mean, I've been to so many places like no people are not loaded like this.
No,
It's
no,
definitely a different level.
no, yeah.
You can't live in this country, in this state, unless this city, unless you're hella rich.
Unless you have
Especially like
hella money.
our age. Like,
Unless you have a lot of money, for sure.
and
Like
you're
you have
in
to be,
and the friends that you're making and the environments that they're in. Like, I'm assuming everyone's probably pretty rich.
Yeah.
Like
everyone's making good money.
yeah. It's interesting.
Crazy.
New York is a different beast.
Yeah.
Everyone's so loaded. Even all the big friends, I was just like, bro, how's everyone like? What the heck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. They make a lot of money, for sure.
All right, last question then. What is the one thing you're most grateful for about 26?
From 26, most grateful for Seattle,
Hmm.
probably, as a city. I think I moved. It was part of my identity, like I said before, but like I didn't realize to what degree. I think when I went back to Seattle like a month ago, it was like really eye-opening to me because I ended up having to be there way longer than I needed to. I got stuck in this crowd strike bullshit, and my flights got canceled 2 times. So I was there for extra days, and I was like, I'm just gonna spend like one of my like a Sunday there like by myself for the most part. Like I'm gonna just like do my own thing, and it was amazing. It was like I was just like by the water. Went to a couple parks, just like read, journaled, like talked, like called some of my friends. It was just like good vibes.
Nice.
Felt so refreshed from it, and I just felt like so at home and so at peace in Seattle. And I don't know if it's just part of it is the fact that it's Seattle itself, but also Seattle is just so beautiful, and I just like love nature. And I was like, wow, I can, regardless of who lives here at any point in time, I hope I like maintain this relationship with Seattle because like I can always come back here and like feel a sense of like comfortability and like that's like where I became an adult. I moved there when I was 18.
Yeah, damn.
And then I moved out when I was 26.
Damn.
So
you had a whole third of your life there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And how many different homes?
Freshman year, sophomore year, then junior senior year is 1. Then the other house is Nico and Eric, and then my house.
5.
Nice. But there was a couple points where I had to like sublease places for like a month or 2 months.
Oh, cool.
Maybe twice or 3 times I had to do that.
Seattle seems beautiful.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like so amazing.
I gotta go sometime.
I don't like. I wouldn't put it past me to like end up back there.
Right.
Like that's very possible.
Yeah. Cool.
In my eyes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. What are you grateful for?
For your 26th birthday?
From these last couple months.
Last couple months?
Yeah.
Damn. I've had a lot of life happen in these last like 2 months. Right after Akash's wedding, after staying in Satya's place, I went to stay at the farm. And then, just to put it in context. So I went, stayed at the farm. Then I spent 10 days in Joshua Tree with my mom. Then I came back home, saw my dad because he just got back from India for a day or 2. Then I went to Utah. Then after Utah and stayed with my college undergrad roommate, which was so beautiful. I then went to Kansas and I was there for 4 weeks. And then after Kansas, I went to Missouri and I stayed in the cabin. And after that, I went to DC and I stayed with I saw all my, kind of, it was crazy to be in DC again. And then I went to New Jersey and then now I'm here. Yeah. And so that's been like 2 months. And I feel like
it's a lot.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of life has just like happened, and I'm just like, I'm just most grateful for like being a lot more loving with myself. I feel like now than I have been before. I feel like every time I feel a deep sense of jealousy or like, which my jealousy is very driven from insecurity. It's like very obvious. I'm like, anytime I feel jealous, I'm very insecure at that moment of like what it is that I have, whether I'm doing the right thing. And it's just when I don't feel confidence in that, then I become jealous. And I feel like even knowing that about myself now, like giving myself the empathy to be like, it's okay to feel that. You're like a bad person for feeling that. Just understand that it's reflective of something that's lacking within you, rather than being like, why do you feel jealous? You're such a shitty person. I'm such a bad friend. Like, I just feel like I'm understanding that I'm a child, actually. Like, I'm understanding how much there is yet for me to know that I don't. And I'm, like, giving myself the empathy of, like, that's okay. like I'm now getting how clear, like, oh man, the 40-year-old version of myself is gonna have so much wisdom. But like that's only gonna be because I'm gonna do all the things I'm gonna do now. And I have to do these things, you know? And I feel at this point a lot more confidence in that. And like slowly every time I do more and more difficult things, and I'm like I lose that kind of like the fear of like you're not gonna be able to figure it out. I think once that fear stops, that's when you can fully just commit. Like no matter what the world throws at me, I'm going to figure out. Like that full confidence, and I feel like I'm inching there. Um, Honestly, not even inching, like taking big steps towards it.
Yeah.
This last year, this 2024, I feel like, yeah, I did all by myself, and I'm very like, damn, like, yeah, I'm building this thing. All the challenges that came with it, all the mistakes I made. I'm just like, damn, it's like becoming a very cool journey.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of like where life has taken me. And I just have to keep that Kanye thing just dude, that argument fucked with me so for so many reasons, but I'm like, wow, like you just have to believe.
You just have to believe, yeah. It's confidence.
Like not that you're gonna become a billion, not any of those things, but you have to, I mean you can believe that if that's what you want to believe, but it's like you have to believe that like you got it, that at the very least, you know?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to I feel like when people think about belief, like it doesn't have to be attributed to I'm gonna believe in myself, therefore I think I'm gonna become the next David Goggins or whatever. Like,
sure.
It can simply just be I'm going to be the best, or I'm going to be really whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't you don't have to be like a superstar,
right?
But it still takes a lot of faith to be happy. It takes a lot of faith to like stand up every day and smile and believe in people and have hope and to be joyful, like Raymond from Everything Ever All at Once. Like, it takes a lot of bravery to be him, and so it's just like to me, I'm like when I'm like I need faith. I need faith to just do that, not you know.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to like smile in this world, and so it's like, how do you develop that? Yeah, I'm hyped to dance tomorrow though.
Yeah.
This is a successful birthday. Congrats, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Like we'll have this in the books forever, bro.
Yeah. 27. The first year I really felt like I just feel content. I was thinking about this a lot today, actually. I felt like I'm so stimulated in New York on like random days, like unnecessary days. I just am like so stimulated that like I don't really like that. Like I used to be like, oh, like I'm gonna like do extra shit on my birthday for that, like because I didn't have as much of that maybe in Seattle, and now I'm just kind of like cool, like
simplicity.
Yeah, I'm good. Like I mean, I'll just hang out. I'm not trying to do anything high key. Will it be like that in future years? I don't know. We'll see. But it's like right now, I'm good. I just I've just been feeling good, feeling settled here, and I think that has been like a huge hurdle. So it's good.
Thanks for doing this.
Of course.
What should we call it? What's the podcast name?
Podcast name? I don't know. I feel like we talked about a bunch of random stuff.
It was actually so lit. I'm so curious. I think it might have lasted 2 hours.
Wow.
Nope, 1 hour 30. All right, goodbye.